let's turn our attention to arguably the most contentious story in tech and finance right now. Facebook's push into fintech with a cryptocurrency called Libra. It's due to hit the market sometime in 2020. Now, the social networking giant is not alone in this. It's working, it says, with 28 partners, from Visa to MasterCard to PayPal. Some see those partnerships as a competitive advantage.
I think Libra is going to compete on an even playing field with every other cryptocurrency out there. It's got advantages. Its advantages include the fact that it's being launched by Facebook, which has reach of billions of people. It's got disadvantages in the way that it's architected and things that Bitcoin or Ethereum or other technologies might do better.
But this, remember, is the exact same company right at the center of several privacy scandals. Personal data from over 87 million users, over 70 million of those in the US, was illegally acquired and then used to target political campaign ads. France's finance minister has actually warned against making Libra, in his words, a sovereign currency. And the governor of Australia's central bank says there are plenty of regulatory issues that need to be addressed. Earlier on, I spoke to Ali Hussein Kassim, among other things, as CEO of Nairobi-based Fintexx. I started by asking him if Facebook's major trust deficit would cripple this push into e-commerce and financial services.
Most sort of removing your attention from this particular issue that you're currently facing with, which is sort of game-changing for the company, not just from regulators around the world, but from customers themselves. I mean, Facebook is losing more teenage, more Gen Z users than anything else. You may say that's a pivot. They're looking at new customer base. But if you look at Libra and look at the whole cryptocurrency blockchain ecosystem, no one has attempted what Facebook is attempting today.
So isn't this a form of just moral licensing? Because it's saying, okay, fine, don't trust me, don't take me at my word, but look at the people I'm working with. If Visa's here, if MasterCard is here,
that's exactly the point.
If PayPal is here,
that's exactly the point.
Why do you have any issues with me?
That's exactly the point. But here's the thing. Look at that list. Show me one global bank in that list.
Well, they're all out.
Not even one.
Aren't central bankers, for lack of a better word, aren't they on the losing end of that fight? Because we've both seen the, what was it? There was this rather infamous or famous circular, depending on your perspective, from Kenya Central Bank that basically said, if anyone walks into a bank and says, I want to open an account and I want to use this to trade in cryptocurrencies, don't open that account. It never worked. People basically ignored that directive and it was completely unenforceable.
Completely.
So from that perspective, I mean, central bankers can keep trying to make regulations left, right and center, but at the end of the day, what do they really have to stop this?
So I have a lot of respect for regulators. They operate in most cases under very difficult circumstances. They don't create laws. So let's agree on that. They don't create laws. They work within a system. They may have leeway, but they work within the laws. What I have issues about is sometimes skewed conversations coming from regulators. Back to Facebook, one of the things that I think worries most global regulators and global central bankers is simply this. Facebook has 2 billion users. You can't ignore those. All it takes is 10% uptake of Libra within the Facebook ecosystem. Facebook is the biggest bank in the world. 200 million users.
But who sets those rules? And therein lies a problem, because if governments are balkanizing the internet, as you point out, and at the same time you've got other individuals who are saying, let's build it, deal with the consequences later, and you're dealing with services that transcend borders, how do you set rules? Because these regulators aren't necessarily talking to each other.
If you do not have a seat at the table, you're on the menu. And you don't want to be on the menu. And the thing about the new dispensation and the new rules of engagement in this new brave world is that we must engage with regulators. They must listen to us. After all, who are these rules being created for? Themselves? Or us, the users? So, unfortunately for Facebook, it's difficult to forget that this is the same company that was responsible, I'm sorry to say this, for putting Trump in office. So, where do you start saying, no, forget about that, but you can trust us on this, right? Those issues, they cannot be separated. It doesn't matter that you are sprinkling it with the MasterCards and the PayPals and the Vodafones of this world. No, it's tainted.